Japan has approximately 5 million vending machines, one for every 23 people. More vending machines per capita than any other country on Earth, by a significant margin. They are everywhere. On train platforms, on mountain hiking trails, in the middle of rice fields, in hospital corridors, in temple precincts, on narrow residential streets where no shop exists for half a kilometer in any direction, in the basement of office buildings, in the lobbies of apartment complexes, at the top of ski lifts. They sell hot coffee, cold beer, hot soup, cold energy drinks, fresh flowers, umbrellas, surgical masks, batteries, ramen noodles, eggs, rice, manga, ties for salarymen who forgot theirs, and, in certain locations, whiskey dispensed by the glass. This is not a coincidence. It is not a quirk. It is the product of a specific set of cultural, economic, and demographic conditions that came together in Japan and nowhere else. And understanding why Japan has 5 million vending machines reveals something precise and surprising about how Japanese society actually works.
Vending machines exist in most developed countries. What makes Japan different is the combination of conditions that made them not just viable, but indispensable. The first condition is safety. A vending machine is a box of cash and goods left unattended in a public space. In most countries, an unattended box of cash in a public space would not last long. In Japan, with one of the lowest theft rates in the world, it lasts indefinitely. Vandalism of vending machines is rare enough to be a local news event when it occurs. The machines can be placed anywhere, left unattended indefinitely, and trusted to remain intact and functional. This is not true in most places on Earth, and it is the foundational condition that makes the entire vending machine ecosystem possible. The second condition is population density. Japan packs 125 million people into a relatively small habitable land area. Most of the country's mountains and forests are sparsely inhabited, concentrating the population into dense urban corridors. That density means that a vending machine placed on a street corner will be used. The footfall is there. The economics work. A machine that dispenses 200 drinks per day in a dense Tokyo neighborhood would dispense 20 in a typical American suburb. The third condition is labor cost. Japan's labor market has historically been expensive and, crucially, inflexible. Full-time employment carries significant costs and obligations under Japanese labor law. A vending machine requires no salary, no benefits, no management, no scheduling. It works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without complaint. As Japanese labor costs rose through the economic boom of the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, vending machines became an increasingly attractive alternative to staffed retail for certain categories of product. These three conditions, safety, density, and labor economics, created the environment. What Japan did with that environment is the interesting part. The global vending machine industry sells cold drinks and snacks. Japan sells those too. But Japan did something that most of the world has never managed. It made vending machines genuinely useful. The pivotal moment came in 1973, when a Japanese company introduced the first vending machine capable of selling both hot and cold drinks from the same unit. Hot canned coffee, dispensed at a temperature you could comfortably hold from a machine on a street corner. In winter, immediately available. No cafe, no queue, no waiting. This seems simple. It was transformative. Hot canned coffee became one of the defining products of Japanese vending machine culture. Georgia, a brand owned by Coca-Cola, became the best-selling canned coffee in Japan, sold almost entirely through vending machines. A product category that didn't exist before 1973 became a daily ritual for millions of commuters, workers, and pedestrians across the country.
The hot-cold dual capability opened the door for an enormous expansion of what vending machines could sell. Hot soup cans, warm sake, hot corn potage, a genuine phenomenon in Japanese vending machine culture, particularly in winter. The machine was no longer just a convenience. It was a thermal refuge, a small but reliable source of warmth available at any hour, on any corner, in any weather. The Japanese vending machine industry responded to this opportunity with a product development culture that has produced some of the most varied machine inventories in the world. Each company competes not just on price and placement, but on the range and novelty of what their machines offer. Regional products, local specialties, seasonal items, prefecture-specific flavors appear in machines across Japan, turning the humble vending machine into something approaching a distribution channel for Japanese food culture.
Japan is, in many respects, a 24-hour society. Its convenience stores never close. Its trains run until past midnight. Its cities are active at hours when most Western downtowns are dark. Vending machines fit this culture precisely because they impose no closing time. They are available at 3 a.m. with the same reliability as 3 p.m. For a society that works long hours, Japan's overtime culture means many workers leave offices well after conventional retail has closed. The vending machine fills a gap that no staffed shop economically can. The salaryman returning home at 11 p.m. from another extended work session doesn't want to find a restaurant or hunt for a convenience store. He wants a can of coffee or a beer, available immediately on the walk from the station. The vending machine is there. It has always been there. It will be there tomorrow. This availability also serves populations that are often underserved by conventional retail. Elderly residents in rural areas where shops have closed as villages depopulate, workers on isolated industrial sites, hospital patients and staff in medical facilities where cafeterias close overnight. In these contexts, the vending machine is not a convenience. It is a service, one that requires no staff, no hours of operation, and no minimum customer volume to remain economically viable. Japan's rural depopulation crisis, the slow emptying of countryside communities that we have examined in a previous episode, has actually increased the relative importance of vending machines in some areas. As the last shop closes in a village of elderly residents, the vending machine often remains, maintained by a route driver who restocks it once a week. The machine becomes the only retail presence in a community that no longer supports any other kind.
Japanese vending machines are, by global standards, technologically sophisticated. And the sophistication is not cosmetic. It serves genuine operational purposes. Modern Japanese vending machines track inventory in real time, transmitting sales data to central systems that allow route drivers to know exactly what needs restocking before they arrive. Temperature management is precise. Drinks are maintained at the exact temperature their flavor profile requires, whether that is 55 degrees Celsius for hot coffee or 5 degrees Celsius for chilled tea. Payment systems accept IC cards, credit cards, QR codes, and cash, with IC card readers fast enough to complete a transaction in under a second. In disaster-prone Japan, some vending machines are equipped with emergency release functions that dispense free drinks during natural disasters, activated remotely by operators when a major earthquake or typhoon is declared. The machines shift from commercial to humanitarian function without human intervention. In the aftermath of the 2011 Tohoku earthquake, machines across the affected region dispensed drinks to survivors and rescue workers at no charge. The high technological standard of Japanese vending machines is also a function of the same consumer culture that drives quality across Japanese retail. Japanese consumers do not tolerate broken machines, empty slots, or inconsistent temperature. Maintenance standards are accordingly high. A non-functional machine is a reputational problem for the operator, removed and repaired quickly rather than left to malfunction. The reliability of vending machines in Japan is itself part of the social infrastructure of trust that makes them work.
The vending machine in Japan is not a mundane piece of retail infrastructure. It is a small but precise mirror of the values and conditions that make Japanese society function the way it does. The machine works because the society around it is safe, because theft is genuinely rare and vandalism genuinely uncommon in ways that have almost no parallel among large industrialized nations. Remove Japan's safety culture, and the entire vending machine ecosystem collapses within weeks. The machine works because Japanese people trust it. Not just that it won't be stolen from, but that it will function correctly, dispense what it promises, charge what the label says, and maintain the temperature the product requires. This trust is earned through consistent quality and maintained through rigorous operational standards. It is the same trust that makes Japanese trains run on time and Japanese products carry an international reputation for reliability. The machine works because Japan has accepted automation in spaces where other cultures have insisted on human presence. The vending machine replaces a shopkeeper, a human interaction, with a transaction. In many cultures, this substitution feels cold, even offensive. In Japan, where public interactions are already highly formalized and where efficiency in shared spaces is a value rather than a compromise, the substitution feels natural. You are not losing a relationship with a shopkeeper. You are gaining access to a product instantly without friction. And the machine works because Japan is dense, mobile, and busy in ways that create near constant demand for immediate, small-scale retail access. The conditions that make a vending machine economically viable are present almost everywhere in Japan's urban and suburban landscape. And in rural areas, where those conditions are weakening, the machine remains as the last retail presence, precisely because it requires less to sustain itself than any human alternative.
So, why does Japan have 5 million vending machines? Because Japan created the conditions under which vending machines could become something more than a convenience novelty. Safe enough to leave unattended anywhere. Dense enough to generate the volume that makes each machine profitable. Technologically sophisticated enough to sell hot coffee in February and cold beer in August from the same unit. Culturally oriented enough toward efficiency and automation that a transaction without a human on one side feels natural rather than impersonal. The vending machine is, in a sense, Japan compressed into a metal cabinet. Reliable, precise, available at any hour, maintaining exactly the temperature it promises, trusting you not to damage it, trusting that you'll pay. Next time you are standing in a forest in Nikko at dusk, or on a platform in a rural station at midnight, or in the parking lot of a Shinto shrine, and you find somehow a vending machine, understand that it is not there by accident. It is there because Japan built a society in which it could be.